Welcome back to the Shipyard. Today, a different kind of top 10 list. Well, see, last week I did the top 10 ship packs I'd like to see. Well, this time we can't do ship packs because these are the top 10 ships not in Attack Wing that would need models in order to be in Attack Wing. Now, some of these I have specific name ships. Some of these are generics that I just want the model for. Regardless, they need to exist. They need to be a part of this game. Number 10, the Orion Interceptor. I don't care what version of this we get. I don't care if it's a DS9 next gen enterprise model. Give me any, give me all, give me Orions because they are interesting. There are some neat things to do. They are very focused on stealing, disabling crew. They really have a niche in the game, and I think that they could make a nice impact. Number 9, the Olarra. That was the hologram ship. You could make an argument that it could be done with the Hirogen model, the Alpha Hunter model that already exists, but it is a very different ship. But I could justify it with the Alpha Hunter. If you really want, if you're going to do that, then give me the Temerian ship, because that showed up as so many other things. But yeah, I want that ship. That was a really good set of episodes, a nice two-parter for Voyager, and it would introduce a ton of interesting holograms that could enhance independent and specific factions. Right? We saw Cardassians, we saw Bajorans, and you can make some stuff up there too. Number 8, runabouts. I don't think there's any secret that runabouts should be in this game. They're combat vessels, they're shuttles, they're both. They are highly adaptable, all kinds of mods. It would lead us to class-specific modifications where you get one to put on your ship, and that's it. But there's a whole bunch of options, and maybe they're limited to certain things. Like you have to have a weapon value under 3 or under, and you can put that thing on, or a hull of 4 plus or 3 or less, and you can put that modification on. And so these aren't just about runabout modifications, although I think that's where it starts, but then it's a long con, as it were. It's a long play where we can actually have specific upgrades. Number 7, I've mentioned this before, but the Suliban cell ship. That's a tough one to say multiple times. The S and C's coming together. I want to swarm Suliban cell ships. I'd love to also see the bigger, more torpedo-like ships. But I will take the cell ships to start because A, they're pretty easy to make, but B, they're cheap in-game, point-wise, and from there, it's just simple, and I want like Silic and the other Suliban in this game too. Number 6, the Husnok. Yeah, I want a big dreadnought type ship that can go toe to toe with the Enterprise E, the Scimitar, whatever else you want to throw at it, and just be a beast. Plus the Husnok model was actually kind of cool. But it's no Shellyak. I'd love to see Shellyak too, but Shellyak didn't make this list. It was a long list. Trust me, there's no shortage of design ideas. Number 5, the Assimilated Transport. And now that's the Arctic transport from Enterprise. Let me put this in Arctic transport. Um, Now, the fun thing here is it actually gives us two packs at the same time. It gives us the Arctic transport pack, and then it gives us the Assimilated pack at the same time. So that, well, if nothing else, it gives us two named ships. I'd still rather see the Assimilated model because the Borg enhanced that a lot. And if we're only getting one model, which I imagine we would if we ever did get a model, um, I'd want the assimilated version of it. Number 4, the Sona battleship, battle cruiser, whatever, Rafu's battleship, flagship. Uh, there were a few Sona battleships, so you could get one, and then you could get card packs to go with it to enhance it, and that would be fun. There's content for it. 2, you've already seen what a custom Ruafu's flagship could look like, and 3, it's a really cool model. It looks good, and it would boost Independent and Dominion at the same time. Number 3 is the Fortune. Now that was the Enterprise, not the Enterprise, the Next Generation episode where Picard becomes Galen, goes on the treasure hunt. Riker also joins that crew. It's Artis Baran, the Vulcan Stone of Gaul, that whole episode. But the Fortune was this really cool marauder, and I think it would be a neat independent ship. And then you've got some cool crew, including a Picard Galen crew, not captain, but crew. Riker as a crew, although, yeah, they did have him as a captured crew. There would be some neat ideas. Number 2, the Future Enterprise. Please, Future Enterprise. Yeah, the 3 nacelle. I know it was only in one episode, all good things, but I want it. I still want it. And we can have the old versions of old Picard, old Data. Riker is an admiral. However you want to put that together. We already have most of that crew in other forms, right? Beverly as captain on the ISS Defiant pack or the Pasteur pack. No, it's the Pasteur pack. I just run her on the Defiant. Worf, Governor Worf, Admiral Worf on one of the other packs. So, they're out there. But we still need Data and Geordi and the rest of the crew to come together. And lastly, the ship that, I've talked about. Yes, you get more than one because card packs exist for it too. The U.S.S. Enterprise C. There were a lot of Ambassador class ships. Riker was offered one as command. Was it the Melbourne? I don't remember. I don't think so. But there were a few. There were several Ambassador class ships in the TNG era, and this model would give us more than just the Enterprise C. It would give us access to a bunch of Ambassador class ships. It would open up more design space, and it really would fill in a little gap between the Excelsior and the Galaxy. Plus, this is the only feasible named Enterprise that is not in the game, short of the Mirror NX-01. I mean, that's a glaring gap, but this is the main line Enterprise that's not in play. Pike's Enterprise should get in play from Discovery. the Enterprise J that was seen in those one, I think it was just one episode of Enterprise. That's never coming to play. That thing was the size of that. It's a universe class ship. That thing has that ship is just not meant for the scale of Attack Wing. It is bigger and badder than anything else in this game. So the C is the only thing that's truly missing in terms of named ships. This is also me saying, if we were to only ever get one new model, what would I want? It's the Enterprise C. It's the Ambassador class. Do I love the Ambassador class? No. No, I really don't care. In some ways, I think the Ambassador class looks ugly. But it's the thing that I want that opens up a ton of possibilities. That's really why I want it. Don't get me wrong. I'd love the Fortune. I'd love the Sona. I'd love the Future Enterprise. The Arctic Transport is a pipe dream. The Husnok is cool. Suliban's cell ship is a personal vendetta. Runabouts would be awesome. The Hologram ship would be cool. I don't think it's ever going to happen. The Orion Interceptor again would be fun, but I don't think it's going to happen. But yeah, those are my top 10 ships not in Attack Wing that would need models in order to come to the game. So I ask you, what are yours? What have I missed? I guarantee you, I probably haven't missed it. I've got this huge list. I've got a list. I've got a list that's roughly 65 ships long, granted including this 10. So let's call it conservatively 50 ships long. Of packs that I would love to make at some point. Things like the Augment D5, a bunch of stuff from Discovery, and Lower Decks, the Gom2, the Fesarius, Captain Proton's rocket ship, the Franklin, Spock's jellyfish, a Voth City ship, Nausicaan fighters, Krenim warships, Steamrunner class, a Voth research ship, the Vengeance, the Kelvin, the Crystalline Entity, the Gom2, a Centaur class, Cassidy Yates' Zosha, Neelix's Braxial, the Pakled ship, Kivas Fajo's ship, Zephyrin Cochrane's Phoenix, the Think Tank. And that's, again, just a taste of what's on my list. I'm not slacking. I really am not slacking on these things. I had to narrow it down to 10. I picked 10 that I really wanted to see. But again, I have more. I really have more. So, thank you all for watching. And until next time, we'll see you around the shipyard. Take care.